very disappointing performance and result tonight.
Yeah, it's a tough one. So I think it was one of those nights where anything that could have gone wrong did. And starting with obviously losing Jack Wellsby very early on in the game. I thought for 12-15 minutes, we were going set for set with Leigh. We were looking good in that period of play, but never really covered. From the minute Mark Percival got sin-binned, we lost all control in the game. And I was disappointed with the way we handled that period down to 12 men. Given the fact that we did that at Wigan a couple of weeks ago and handled it really well, so we know what it takes there. But yeah, we shipped a couple of tries, and from that moment on, we were always under pressure and playing catch up.
It's 5 defeats in a row. First time it's happened in the Super League era. You're in a difficult spot. Are you feeling pressure at all?
Oh, look, I'm pressure in the sense that I'm desperate for us to win games and get back on the horse, so to speak. But look, I don't get too caught up in the external noise that's around me there. It's for me, I'm not the most important thing here. It's the playing group, and I want to continue to work hard every day to try and help these players grow and improve, help the team grow and improve. It's a very challenging period that we're going through, and I've been through similar periods as a player, and I know that you only get through them by continuing to work hard and continuing to stick together. I know and I accept that there will be a lot of frustrated people out there who won't be happy as passionate Saints fans that we aren't winning games at the moment, and certainly the manner of the defeat tonight won't please them, and I have to accept that and continue to work hard to try and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Is it the manner of the defeat that is probably the major sticking point? Obviously, like the last 4 have been a couple of tries here and there, could easily have gone either way. Today it just got away with you, and things like I've seen a start of around 70 or missed tackles, things like that just don't help.
Well, that's what I mean by we didn't have control in the game. So we'd kick long and we'd allow the back 5 too much time to find a pass, find an offload, link up. Then all of a sudden we're sprinting back 60 metres. We're actually working and trying harder, miles harder than we would have had to if we want to work hard early. It's something that's happened to us, a little bit last year, and we had to talk about it. So yeah, that was a disappointing thing, because we ended up, particularly for a lot of our middles playing big minutes, ended up in a bit of a tumble dry, and just the game just got quick around them. When you've got players out 9 like Mbappe, players like Brad Dwyer, you make it really difficult for you. And we kept finding an effort to scramble sometimes and stop tries and come up with a few big plays to keep them out. But we were asking far too much of ourselves from a defensive point of view.
There seemed to be like a couple of moments where there was potential signs of recovery. There was a missed opportunity for Wonga Blake. By that reaction, pretty sure you think he should have scored there.
Well, I'm not laying it squarely on Wonga there, but as a team we should have absolutely scored. I just don't know how we butchered that opportunity. But again, that ties back into my point. Everything that could have gone wrong did. But what we have to do is reflect honestly. There's a lot of improvement areas in there for us, and people might it might sound like I'm repeating myself, but rugby league's a simple game for me. You do the simple things well consistently enough, with the calibre of play that we have here. That's what's quite often got us results. Look, we're doing it tough. We have to accept that. We'll continue to work hard together.
Doing it tough because you've got a lot of injuries as well. A couple more today. I mean, Jack going off 2 minutes in, that game plan probably has to be changed a little bit. What impact did that have on your game, and also what is the issue with it?
Well, it looks looking like a hamstring injury, so they're never short-term injuries, are they? So we'll get a scan and assess the severity of that as soon as possible. Look, we were all over the shop tonight a bit in the house because we lost Jack early. Moore went out there, Moore ended up having to come off. We lost Johnny Lomax from a sin bin at one point. We had Ben Davies out there playing in the house. I think everybody got to go in there at some points during the evening. So there's a few things there which certainly didn't help our cause when you're talking about playing the way that we want to play. And very nearly ended up finishing the game with 12 men. George Delaney valiantly stayed on out there almost on one leg at one point. So that's, you know, there's some difficult things, you know, that we had to deal with tonight that, you know, do give us a little bit of leeway on some level, but there's also some bits that you know we absolutely need to be better.
And is that sort of the general feeling amongst the playing group that players put their hands up, bad day at the office, we've got to work harder?
Yeah, I mean, there's no one disagreeing with me though in the changing rooms, and you know, we've got a lot of senior players who've, you know, been asking a lot of them, you know, the likes of Ciro, Matty Lees, Moses, Darryl Clark, Johnny Lomax, Ignatius, James Bell. So I'm loath to criticise because I can see how much they're trying for the team. It's more around our lack of concentration at times, our lack of, you know, game management at times that didn't help us, and I'm not putting that on the house, by the way. I just think we lacked a collective effort there to kind of play the game that we wanted to play. Again, hampered by some situations that worked against us.
One positive I thought was the try you scored was pretty special. I mean, Robertson, I thought he just kept going, didn't he? Yeah, there was mistakes in the game, but he just kept going and then showed what it's all about with somehow getting out of the corner and the composure he showed to score the try. Just because he's been thrust into the action and playing in some big, high pressure, intense atmospheres, he's learning so much, and we saw glimpses of what it's about today, didn't we?
Yeah, I've spoke to Harry, I've spoke to Noah Stevens, I've spoke to Johnny all around. Look, you know, most young players, when they come into a Saints team, they come in and around, you know, a team that's got all the best players on the field and playing well, and you know, they're thrown into a situation where it's a lot more comfortable than what we're in at the moment. So it's a massive learning curve for these young players, and you know, my job as the coach is to continue to work hard with them, to continue to support them, because they're all going to be good players for this club, you know, moving forward. And you know, you mentioned Harry Robertson. I thought his performance, you know, for a young player was outstanding at times. You know, obviously his input that he had in that try, but how many times he turned up one-on-one defensively on our goal line to save tries as well, I thought was huge from him. So you know, he's got a bright future in the game. Obviously, it's a tough period that we're going through at this moment in time, but like I said, I can reiterate my point around sticking together there, because you know, players like Johnny, players like Harry, and players like Noah need the team to stick together so they can develop into the players that we know that they are going to be.
Last one for me. Sometimes it has to get, you have to hit rock bottom to go back up again. It's the hope that was the rock bottom, and now we switch and change things up.
The hope is, yeah. I mean, we you know, professional sports, there are no guarantees. Absolutely not. So you know, there's another tough game next week where we go to R.F.C. You know, a very different R.F.C side to what was playing at the start of the year. So that's going to be another huge challenge for us, and one that we're going to have to rise to. There's obviously going to be some changes to the team with you know, some of the injuries that we've picked up tonight. We may be getting a couple back, which will obviously give us a lift. But the challenge is for us to dust ourselves off and show our character.
Mike, can you just check? You said Mo had to come off. Did he have to come off because he was injured, or did he have to come off to give him a break?
No, he had to come off because he was injured. He's got a bit of a patella tendon knee issue that he's been carrying for a number of weeks, and you know, like a lot of the players out there, we're not afforded the opportunity to be able to give people a week's rest. You know, those guys who potentially need it, given the situation that we're in. So that's why I mentioned before how I'm loath to overly criticise some individuals, because I know that players are playing busted, they're putting their hand up for the team. You know, whilst we've got a lot of players not there, and I respect that about the playing group. So yeah, it's Mo was along with a good number of players out there, playing with a few issues.
Percy, an issue with Percy.
Same, it was an issue that he left the field with last week. We looked after him all week because we needed to look after him, and he obviously, I thought he was outstanding tonight. The way he goes about his business, Percy, and obviously he's disappointed the fact that he comes out the line and gets himself sin binned, but the way he carries the ball off his own try line, makes 25-30 metres. In those situations is not many players can do that. My personal account. So yeah, he's busted up a bit at the moment, doing it tough, but putting his hand up for the team, like I said, like a good number of other players are as well.
Is he like to be out, do you think?
Potentially. We just have to, again, assess the situation. What I know with Percy, he'll do everything he can to put himself in a position to play.
Where Leigh started that first set and how ferocious they were, you could see they were really up for it. Set 3 mistakes, led to 3 tries in that spell where Percy was up, wasn't it? And how you responding to those mistakes? Are you disappointed with the mistakes, or are you responding to them?
A bit of both. I mean, I don't like to harp on too much about mistakes, because if you do respond well, you can handle them. But you know, at this moment in time, when we are doing it tough, we're just giving ourselves too much to do. We need to be a bit more disciplined in a number of areas, and one of those is ball control. You know, you see, every time there was a bounce of the ball and we needed to come up with it, something had happened. Leigh had ended up getting another set of 6, and I've not had a chance to look at the statistics yet, but I'd imagine the amount of defending that we've had to do compared to them is way beyond. Way beyond.
Could you just have one more question? You know, when you sort of criticise kicking deep and a lot, because they were running hot tonight.
Yeah.
What do you want them to do? What do you want your side to do in that situation? What do you want them to do better?
I don't think our kick chase was good enough. There was one where the ball bounce, Matt Morland lets the ball bounce, and then we kind of stop, hesitate. He gets the ball and pass it, and all of a sudden he's 60 metres downfield. You know, we're just not working hard enough in those areas. And again, that is the disappointing areas of the game, because you end up, when you don't want to work hard early, you end up having to work twice as hard. And that was the situation with us tonight, I feel.